25-8, we do this shit, ain't no breaks.
What's poppin'? Today we have a really cool video because not too often do you see barbers admit to any mistakes that they make. But in this video, this barber, a very popular barber on YouTube, Get Beamed, will tell us what he did when trying to fix this receding hairline and why he thinks it didn't turn out well. And on top of that, then I will give my own personal reaction, and potentially if I have any advice or pointers, I will add that on as well. But this is gonna be a really good video, very informative, and trust me, watch till the end. So here we go. This client, yeah, he's, again, this is a lot of recession. This is probably a Norwood 3, again. Low haircut, again, wave style, again, as the previous video. And yeah, what he's gonna need is, I don't know if enhancements can do this. I don't know if hair fibers or any sort of color can do this. He's gonna need actual hair that looks like his texture. Now, what's interesting about this video, pay attention to what the barber is doing. Shout out to Get Beamed again. Great barber, big time YouTube barber. And this is a great video for anybody who wants to learn about this service, because the mistakes he's made, a lot of people have made, including myself in the past. So he's taking the hair, the client's actual hair, he's putting it into a little box, and he's gonna use that hair as the enhancement. So whether it's like a fiber or like an actual man weave hair unit. So his idea is, let's keep it natural, 100% natural, and it doesn't get any more natural than something that can't come off your body. Now, taper wise, haircut wise, we know this is gonna be A1. He is, again, a crazy barber, big time on YouTube. You can subscribe to him, Get Beamed. Looking at this client's corners again, I'm gonna show you guys something. So typically when people experience hair loss, they have recession in their corner areas as well. Now, a client like this, he has preserved those corners. It's just really his hairline that's gone. So he, again, is a great candidate for a hair unit that will cover the top of his head. If his corners were gone, typically what we do is we take the hair unit, we place it on top of the head and try to pull some hair down from the hair unit for the corners. But also, what I'm starting to do more of now is just custom pieces for clients that will help them with their specific situation. So if the corners are gone, what we're gonna do is we're gonna create a custom piece that covers everything and creates those corners for you. So that requires a consultation. You can book that consultation on damps.ca. So again, here we go. We're getting into it now, the bread and butter. He's putting on some adhesive, some glue. This is white glue. Now, I'm gonna tell you guys something about this. So I'm assuming he's just gonna take the hair clippings that he took off of the client previously and drop it on the client's head. The challenge with white glue is white glue dries clear, but under extreme heat or any sort of extreme heat, so if the client sweats a lot, that will resurface his white glue. So in this client's situation, he is probably better off using a clear adhesive. All right. Not to mention, I think for this type of situation, you definitely would need a lace type base, cut it super low, and then fill in those corners right there, you know? But honestly, again, a client like this, I would knock off that whole top piece. I would not preserve that top piece. That grows back in 3 weeks. So even if you put a hair unit on top of that, all that hair on top is still gonna grow in. So he's doing coats of it as well. Again, I don't think, even for this type of client, I don't necessarily think coats is necessary, because regardless, that whatever he's gonna do now, realistically, is gonna last 2 to 3 days. You know, it's often advertised as a 2 weeks to 1 month. But if there is no base to hold the hairs together, then it's gonna come off. All right, I'm just gonna show you guys what a base is quickly. Hold on. So yeah, now he's just trying to get it to dry up. Let me see what I got for you guys here. Okay, so let's check this out. So this is a hair unit, right? This is the base. So the base the hair is injected into the base. This is real human hair injected into the base, and that's what makes it last long. What he's doing now is he's taking the hair clippings that he's had from the client, I believe it's the hair clippings, and he's trying to disperse them onto the client's head. I'm not sure if that's clippings or if that's hair extensions. But the challenge here is going to be the way that it's going to sit down on that adhesive. It's going to be too dark. And when it comes to hair units, I've always wanted to do this. I've always wanted to take this game to the next level for barbers. So what I've done is I created a course for hair units. Hair units, I'm going to let a video run right now, is essentially treating hair loss for men. This is a massive market. A lot of barbers are not in the game. So as a barber, you could jump into this game right now. No competition. And literally one service like this, and I'm assuming barbers who are watching this are making at least $1,000 a week. One service of hair units will make you're looking at $650 to $1,000 for a service. It's a high demand market. It's something all barbers should know, because I'll tell you guys a story. Okay, so when I first got into this,
Damps.
you want densities to match. So whatever you're filling in, you want it to match the other areas of the head. That's why it's easier sometimes to just cut this low, go all uniform, do the whole top together, so that you get something that looks uniform, that looks like it's together. This is going to be very difficult, because once you start patting this in, you're just going to get something very dark, and you can see the middle or where he actually grows hair is not dense like that at all. So he's going to have to fill this in with enhancements. But again, enhancements are going to look different. He's using the actual hair clippings from the guy's head. It's going to be different than the client's enhancements. And now he's pressing it down. So yeah, this is going to be tough. But again, this is cool to see somebody try to do this and not be afraid, not be afraid. So this is typically something you do if you had a full hairpiece on. But yeah, there we go. And that's going to be extremely hard to cut, because obviously it doesn't match his actual hair. So to cut this now and blend it in, you can't. So he's going straight into using enhancements. And again, the enhancements is going to be tough too, because it's going to be hard to get the same texture. You're going to have spots that are darker than the other spots. And then as the days pass, for example, this won't match whatever fiber he uses, because this was his actual hair. Yeah, in any situation like this, I would always recommend the client to take a full hair unit. If he's doing a style this short, the hair underneath, you don't have to be afraid that that's going to grow back again. And yeah, there's not much Beam can do to get this locked in. And this is tough, because you just keep trying to figure out different ways to make it look its best. So there's not really a period where you realize that you should stop. But he's getting it in. The fibers are working.
All black, everything. And my diamonds all love like Vera Wang. Look, blue rags in the south of France. Some things in life that won't never change.
Damps.
Boost is a hair building fiber that binds to the hair and the scalp to create a fuller hair or beard line in seconds. These hair-like microfibers are what makes celebrity haircuts and beards so iconic. Fibers are working, but now it's taking away from the whole hair look, and it's looking more caked on. So I think, look, if I had a client come in like that, with that type of situation, and this is why barbers need to learn these skills, is because clients and barbers don't really talk about this. And it's cool that this is how easy it is for a barber or a barber to get a client like this, is if you just let them know that you have an option for their recession, because clients know that they have recession, whether it's in the corners, the back, or whether they're balding, they know. So when you can open that dialogue with them and simply let them know that you have a potential solution, they're gonna take it. When people go to barbershops like this and they see barbers like this, they're looking for amazing styles to work off of. They're not just going there to get their hair cut low. And that's the challenge with sometimes when people lose their hair, it's just always like, okay, let's just go get a haircut. So you're just shaving it off just so it doesn't look funny when it's growing in. And if you let them know that you offer services like this, and barbers like this are going to be absolutely incredible at providing services with actual hair units, because it's all about blending. The main focus is just choosing the right type of hair, and that is honestly one of the hardest things to do. So how I would walk through a consultation like this. First things first, I would look at their areas of recession. I'd look at the texture of the hair, the color, and then we would discuss the style that this client could potentially do. Now, we don't want to do anything that's outside of his vision, because there is for most people, there will be a adjustment mentally to what they do. And different people have different thresholds in terms of the attention they can take in, because you get a lot of attention after you get a hair unit. It looks absolutely good. It looks amazing. It's full of hair, super vibrant. And people will be like, yo, you look a little different. You know what I mean? But it's because you look amazing. Now, you want to make sure that with that, the client is comfortable. You know, you don't want to, if a client comes in on Friday or finishes work on Friday, gets a hair unit on Saturday, and then goes back to work on Monday, and it's complete total difference. Like, let's say they were bald beforehand and then suddenly they're full of hair. People will know. And it's not something to really hide. I think it's something to really flex, because not everybody first can even afford a hair unit service. But then secondly, most people are just like, you don't use this as a way to cover up hair loss. You use this as a way to express your sense of style. And that's the big thing, where when people, or men specifically, look at hair, they're looking at it from a perspective of, especially when they're losing their hair, like, I want it to grow out of my head. And it depends. You got to look at what type of person you are. Are you the type of person to go to the barber shop and just cut your hair to get it short until it grows back again? Or are you the type of person that goes to the barber shop to get something that style-wise matches who you are? And if that's the type of person you are, a hair unit is usually the best option, you know what I mean, versus other options. Now, a transplant works if you have enough hair, but again, hair unit and transplant is very different, because a transplant will take a year to come in and for you to see results, and a hair unit, you're going to get results within 2 hours. All right, so it's two very different things. But another thing to take into account is, I've noticed with a lot of my hair unit clients, they're not all just coming in. Even if they have hair, they're still coming in because they want a style that they can get right now, today. They're not trying to grow out their hair. So I'll have people with full heads of hair that just won't have the patience to grow out their hair. Because you can do braids, you could do dreadlocks, you could do afros, you could do waves. Waves isn't something that you could just brush. If you have short hair, just brush and it's done. You know what I mean? So it's really something out of what it feels like of a video game, where it's like you know what you want to look like, and we can make it happen for you like that.
25-8, we do this shit, ain't no breaks.